Calaroga Shark Media. Hello and welcome to Murder Weekly. This episode is titled, A Christmas Casino Mystery.
It was a frosty Christmas Eve in Atlantic City, and the casino was adorned with festive decorations. The twinkling lights, the giant Christmas tree in the lobby, and the merry tunes of jingle bells playing in the background created a cheerful atmosphere. Amid the holiday festivities, Kara, a dealer at the casino, was preparing for a long night's work. The casino was nice this time of year. A towering Christmas tree adorned with sparkling ornaments and tinsel stood proudly in the lobby, its star-shaped topper reaching for the ceiling. The sound of cheerful laughter and the clinking of glasses blended harmoniously with the melodies of classic Christmas songs playing softly in the background. Guests and staff alike were adorned in holiday attire, with Santa hats and reindeer antlers adding a touch of whimsy to the elegant surroundings. It was a place where the magic of Christmas intertwined seamlessly with the thrill of the casino, creating an enchanting atmosphere that drew visitors into a world of merriment and possibility. Kara was a small-town girl with a heart as pure as the snow that blanketed her hometown during Christmas time. She had grown up in a close-knit community where everyone knew each other's names. Her upbringing had instilled in her a strong sense of family values and a deep appreciation for the simple joys of life. With her warm smile and friendly demeanor, Kara was the kind of person who could make friends with anyone. Christopher, on the other hand, was a more mysterious figure. He had grown up in a different world, far removed from Kara's small town. Hailing from North Jersey, he had connections to a shady crowd, and his friends from that part of the state would sometimes pop into town like ominous shadows on the horizon. With his enigmatic charm and a penchant for keeping secrets, Christopher exuded an air of intrigue that drew people in, even as it kept them at a distance. The stark contrast between Kara's small-town innocence and Christopher's mysterious allure would set the stage for the turbulent and ultimately tragic love story that unfolded against the backdrop of the Christmas season. Kara had a secret, one she had carefully hidden from everyone. She had been involved in a tumultuous relationship with Christopher, a regular gambler at the casino. Their love affair had been passionate, but it had also been marked by jealousy, arguments, and sometimes even violence. On that fateful Christmas Eve, tensions had reached their breaking point. As Kara dealt cards at the blackjack table, she couldn't help but cast nervous glances around the casino floor. She knew Christopher would be here tonight, and she was filled with dread at the thought of their encounter. Christopher had a history of addiction issues, and gambling had become his escape. The more he lost, the angrier he became, and Kara had borne the brunt of his anger too many times. She had tried to break free from him, but he had a way of drawing her back in. Later that evening, after her shift ended, Kara received a message from Christopher. He begged her to meet him at the nearby Lucky Ace Motel. He had a plan to rob a couple staying at the motel. Despite her reservations, she couldn't resist the pull of their turbulent relationship. She met Christopher at the room. They broke in. The male motel guest tried to attack Christopher. They wrestled, and eventually the man fell. He hit his head on something. Kara ran, leaving behind a trail of guilt and a shattered Christmas ornament from the motel's small tree. Kara returned to her job at the casino, her hands trembling and her heart heavy with the weight of her secret. She was unaware that Mike, a guest at the motel that night, had overheard their argument. His decision to call the police had set the investigation in motion. As Christmas Day arrived, the casino was filled with joyous celebrations and laughter. But beneath the festive facade, The truth was unraveling. The curious hotel guest had tipped the cops off that something about Kara seemed off. She was a small-town girl. She wasn't used to all of this. The police walked up to Kara, who confessed to her role in the motel guest's death. She revealed the tumultuous history of their relationship and the events that had led to that tragic night. The police officers exchanged puzzled glances as Kara confessed to her role in the motel guest's death. Detective Reynolds, the senior officer, cleared his throat and said, "Kara, we appreciate your honesty, but we need to understand what you're talking about. We're here to discuss a casino patron named Mike. Can you tell us about your interactions with him?" Kara looked momentarily confused, as if her mind was racing to make sense of the sudden change in topic. "Mike? I don't understand. I thought we were talking about what happened at the motel." Detective Anderson, the younger officer, chimed in. "We'll get to that, Kara, but right now, we're interested in Mike. We've received some information that you might have had contact with him." Kara's eyes darted nervously between the two officers. "I barely know Mike. He's a regular at the casino, but we're just acquaintances. We've never been close or anything." Detective Reynolds leaned in slightly, his tone serious. "Kara, we need you to be honest with us. Mike has been involved in this case, and your connection to him could be crucial. Do you know anything about his whereabouts on the night of the motel incident?" Kara hesitated, her voice trembling. I can't say for sure. I mean, he was at the casino that night, but I didn't see him after I left my shift. I don't know what happened at the motel." Something didn't add up, and they needed to investigate further. "Kara," Detective Reynolds said, "we appreciate your cooperation, but we need to verify your account of what happened at the motel. Can you show us which room this all took place in?" Kara nodded, her eyes filled with a mixture of fear and relief. She led the two detectives to the Lucky Ace Motel, her steps shaky as she approached one of the rooms. As they stood in front of the motel room door, Kara hesitated for a moment before unlocking it and pushing it open. The scene inside left the detectives stunned and horrified. There, lying on the floor, was a body lifeless and covered in blood. The room bore signs of a violent struggle, with furniture overturned and shattered glass from a broken lamp. It was a grim and grisly sight. Detective Anderson quickly checked the pulse, but it was clear that he was beyond help. The room had become a crime scene, and the investigation had taken a sinister turn. They flipped the body. It was Christopher. Kara, her face pale and tears streaming down her cheeks, stammered, "I didn't do this. I swear I didn't." Next to Christopher's body were playing cards. Detective Reynolds crouched down and examined the cards spread out on the floor. He noticed the 4 cards with blood on them, an ace, a king, a 6, and another ace. As he glanced at the cards, a realization struck him. KA6A. Kara. Reynolds reached for his handcuffs.
Murder Weekly is a Calaroga Shark Media production, written and hosted by Aidan I. Flanagan, produced by Mark Francis, executive producers Mark Francis and John McDermott. Calaroga Shark Media.